Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Almighty Allah, the entirely merciful and especially merciful. Dear viewers across the globe, I greet you with the greeting of Islam, the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace be unto you. Ameen. Dear viewers across the planet, welcome to this program. Welcome to Treasures from the Quran. Treasures from the Holy Quran is the name of this episode that we selected to express our love for ayat of this Holy Quran. We did not find, or I did not find a better word than treasures, because this is something that I can communicate with other human beings, because most of the people are familiar with treasures. But this kind of treasure that I'm talking about is totally different. And I will begin from the beginning. For example, when we say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, from the very beginning we say in the name of Almighty Allah, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, because the nature of Arabic language is so deep and rich and very encompassing beautiful meanings. For example, the two words Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, they are taken from the same root, Rahim or Rahima, which means mercy. The translation of it in any language would be a little bit difficult unless you know that the word Ar-Rahman has a meaning, a more general or wide meaning than the word Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahim means special kind of mercy for some people only, the believers, and this will be given to them only on the day of judgment. Ar-Rahim, where everybody is expecting to get the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whereas the word Ar-Rahman has a different meaning. It has more meaning because it encompasses everyone in this universe. It encompasses all humans, Muslims and non-Muslims alike. It encompasses all animals, all insects, all birds, all the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They enjoy the mercy of Almighty Allah. They get the mercy of Allah. No matter, regardless of their roots, regardless of their origin, regardless of their beliefs, all of them get the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is represented by the way the word Ar-Rahman, whereas the word Ar-Rahim, specific kind of mercy. So this is very deep. I don't know in which language you can explain that word for word. So you don't find a single word that carries the meaning of Ar-Rahman, and you don't find a single word that carries the meaning of the word Ar-Rahim. You need an explanation, as I did. Ar-Rahman is the entirely merciful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whereas Ar-Rahim is specific mercy. This is as much as I can. Welcome to this program. As I said, that deeper meaning gives us depth in our hearts and gives us some meanings that we never thought of. And when you compare this beauty of Arabic language with the other languages, you will find great difference, that you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that it was revealed in such a language to make it so concise and so wide in its explanation. Dear viewers, today I am going to focus on one ayah, which is in this chapter number Surah Fussilat, and this is ayah number 37. It's a little bit lengthy ayah, not very long. I am going to explain it, translate it, and get the meaning of it as much or as clearly as I can. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ومن آياته الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر لا تسجدوا للشمس ولا للقمر واسجدوا لله الذي خلقهن إن كنتم إياه تعبدون. So that among the ayat, among the signs of Allah, are the night and the day. The change, the fluctuation of the night and the day. Consistently every day you find it. In every 24 hours you find the night takes some hours and the day takes some hours. This is a sign of Allah. Every day you find this kind of change. Day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night. This is a sign that this is from Almighty Allah. Proof that the one who created them is Almighty Allah. And also, similarly, other ayat are the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon. It's so great. The benefits of the sun and the benefit of the moon are so great that to the degree that they affect the entire world. They affect the humans, the animals, the insects, the plants, everything. They are affected by the night and the day. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us some warning. Although these are great things, yet some people are so, simple-minded to the degree that they worship the sun. Some others worship the moon. And we've seen in the journey of Ibrahim alayhi salam and how he was telling people how the sun was so great to the degree that some people took it as their or as its Lord because it's so great, so tremendous benefits it has. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns people, لا تسجدوا, do not prostrate, do not submit yourself, do not worship the sun nor the moon. Rather, prostrate and submit yourself and surrender yourself to Allah, not to the sun, not to the moon, rather to the Lord of the sun and to the Lord of the moon, the one who created the sun and the moon is more worthy of worshipping than the sun and the moon themselves. If you really worship Allah. So beautiful. And talks about the wide range of the beliefs in the minds of people. Not only nowadays, since perhaps the creation of humans until now, some people misunderstand the concept because nobody gave them guidance. Some people fall victims of their cultures, of their history, of their background. Some people still worship the sun, and we think that they are the most educated people in the world, whether they fall in the east or in the west or in the southern part or on the northern part. Some people here and there still, until nowadays, they worship the sun. To the degree some of them may take the sun as a slogan or as a symbol or as an icon for their country. The sun and the moon. The sun has great impact on the world. But there's something greater than this. The one who created the sun. So when you on the road to know the truth. The issue of greatness is something very important. Ask yourself, who is greater, the sun or the creator of the sun? Who is more powerful, the sun or the one who created the sun? The sun that appears and disappears, or the one who created the sun and who made it appear here, rise in the west and sets in the east? Who is greater, the one who created or the one who is created? Everything in this universe other than Allah is created, is the creation of Allah. I am one of the creation of Allah. You are one of the creation of Allah. The moon is the same thing. The sun is a creation of Allah. The night is a creation of Allah. So all of this is the creation. And Allah is the one who created all that. That's why I think it becomes easier when we understand the beautiful names and the perfect names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His attributes. When we understand that Allah is As-Samad, the one who is needed by all the creation, and He needs no one of them. But everyone in them, all of them together, they need Him. They cannot exist in this universe. They cannot function properly in this universe. They cannot do this and that without the help and the support of Allah. That's why one of these beautiful names is As-Samad, that Allah is As-Samad, the one who is needed by everyone in this universe. So here, in this specific verse number 37, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you really worship Allah, don't think of something minor, something of His creation. In other words, everyone in this entire universe is misled if he worships any of those things that I mentioned: the night, the day, the sun, the moon, the stars, the cows, the animals, any powerful thing in their own perspective. You may live in a village, so the most powerful or the most needed thing for you may be a cow or a sheep or something smaller or something bigger than this. This is according to your limited knowledge. But when you approach the right path to Islam, you become very broad-minded, even if you have not traveled. Just by reading the Quran and understanding the Quran, it gives you a simple way of thinking. You are looking for the greatest, and you discover that the greatest one is the Creator. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Creator. Don't think of something minor. So anything that's minor than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be as His creation. This is invalid way of thinking. The right way of thinking, you are looking for the greatest, and Allah is the greatest. If you heard someone else saying something who is greater than Allah, you may rethink of that matter. But we have never, ever, you don't find any document, any speech, any reference in the entire universe that there is something greater than Allah. And all the time, alhamdulillah, this is the beauty of this great religion, Islam. All the time, you hear this statement, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest, Allah is the greatest, or Allah is greater than anything you think of. You may imagine Allah is greater. Very short. Any statement you say, I would say Allah is greater. Allah is greater. That's why when we hear the adhan, they call for prayer, you find this beautiful meaning. is becoming sounding very resonant in our ears. It echoes in our ears. Allah is greater. Allah is greater. Greater than what? Greater than anything that you can think of. Anything that you can fill this statement with. Allah is greater than, you can put anything here. Greater than the universe, greater than the entire creation, greater than anything else you can think of. Allah is greater. So when you are working and you hear the adhan, it tells you Allah is greater. So leave anything else. Because Allah is greater than your job. Allah is greater than your work. Allah is greater than your country. Allah is greater than your university. Allah is greater than anything that you can think of. Greater than the work. It's not your time now. Now it's time for Allah. Look for what Allah asks you to do. Allah is greater, Allah is greater. So leave everything in your hand and be more focused on Allah for even this short time. And by training, this becomes part of you. Inseparable way of thinking in your mind that Allah is greater than. So don't ever worship the sun, that you may think that this is very beneficial for the entire world or the entire universe. But Allah is greater. Allah is the one who created the sun. And Allah is the one who commands the sun to come from the east and to disappear in the west. And so on and so forth. Allah is the one who created it. So who deserves to be worshipped? The sun or its creator? Absolute, simple, rational, tells you, and simple logic, or I love to call it smooth logic, it tells you that the creator. So I am worshipping the creator. I am following the command of the creator. I am not following any of his creation. All these are minor things that are in the sight of Allah. They are only creatures created by Almighty Allah. And we do thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guiding us to these conclusions, these simple conclusions that we understand when we read the Holy Quran. So we do thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the bottom of our heart, and we continue thanking Him until we die and we meet Him on the Day of Judgment. Ameen, ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.